What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Before I do continue, please like, share and subscribe so you don't miss anything. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to get straight into this exciting video. So as we know, or for those of you who might know, I'm going to be talking about a particular skill called Night Manager. Now, this is a game on the Amazon Echo devices. And the reason why I chose to talk about this game today is, one, we'll be reviewing it, but I'm also kind of going over it because I just think I reckon for those of you who are new to Night Manager, if you are going to start playing, you will be taken through an audio tutorial anyways. But because I've started Night Manager anyways, it's going to be more of a bit of a review and a bit of just going over things and giving my thoughts on what is good about Night Manager and what could be better, as well as demonstrating some very exciting features, especially as we are in a very exciting era of Night Manager at the moment. So I'm going to get straight into our session or our topic. So as we know, Night Manager is a game where you can fight each other, like you can battle each other on the game. So you can fight knights. You can buy skills to enhance your battle. So, for example, if you're I don't know, let's say First Sergeant Jack versus First Sergeant versus Knight Henry, you would be taking in turns to attack one another. You'd have the commentary. However, you can also get special abilities, like, for example, there's a stab called Pierce. So if Jack decides to stab Henry and does 5 damage, he can still take Henry down. That's how lethal the skill is. So each time you strike with your sword, or if you miss, it will tell you how much damage you've done, or whether if you've missed your attack. You also have things like health points. So if let's say Jack has been hit by Henry and Henry's done 255 damage, it might then say, well, Jack's only got 10 health points left, and Jack will do everything he can to strike Henry back. If Jack misses and Henry does strike Jack with, I don't know, 255 damage again with a full-on strike, or let's say he did a bit of a weaker strike and that did 100 damage, Jack would then go down because Jack has now lost his health points. Throughout the game, you can enhance your strength, so that means when you hit your opponent, your power will increase, your defense, meaning that if you take any damage, it will be lessened. So if your opponent decides to hit you, it will be lessened. Your speed allows you to gain a regular strike, so your speed increases your chance of striking your opponent. Speed makes it harder for your opponent to hit you, because it means that you can dodge your opponent. Your luck is the one that increases your chance of striking your opponent, and when you're in a battle, and your health points allow you to stay in the battle a lot longer. Now, I've mentioned various different abilities. So we've got things like Pierce. I mentioned a couple more. We've got things like Fireball, which is a burning hot fireball. So you'll say a word, even though you won't say anything out. It'll say that your knight puts his hands into a fist, and basically your knight will then release out a burning hot fireball, which will spin towards your opponent. And if it hits them, it will also burn them, and that can also be part of doing damage. Otherwise, if your opponent dodges, then the fireball will miss them. My favourite one, I think, is Mirror Image. That's a new one that's come out, because what happens is your knight will say a particular spell or a particular word, and you can hear that, yes, and he will create a mirror image of himself. So all of these skills, before just a disclosure before I do continue on, start from level 1 and go all the way up to level 3. So, for example, the mirror image, which is level 1, your knight will only be able to produce 1 mirror image of himself. Goes into level 2, it will be 2, and level 3, it will be 3, vice versa. So, yeah, that's what some of the mirror images are. If we then go to look at how we get those skills, so that's what a mirror image is, and how if your knight or if the opponent, when your opponent gets distracted by that mirror image, they'll think where the hell is your knight gone? But attacks can go through. If the attack goes through and hits the knight, the mirror image won't smash. You'll just say something like that, and it just shows that your opponent has gone through the attack and has managed to strike the knight. Either way, if the damage is quite severe and you haven't got enough health points, you will go down. However, if you still have got enough health points, whether your opponent has hit your mirror and gone through, you will still survive, and you will still get the chance to have a bonus hit by striking back at your opponent. And whether you miss or hit depends. You've also got, if your opponent does break the mirror, and if they are on weaker health points, then your knight has got a chance to go from behind without them knowing, and you can just strike them in the neck, or you can still strike them and do a lot of damage and either lessen their health points or claim instant victory. Now, all of this is good, but how do we get these skills? Well, these skills involve diamonds. So for level 1 skills, it'll cost you 500 diamonds, for level 2 skills, 1,000 diamonds, and for level 3 skills, 1,500 diamonds. Now, I always say to players, if you are going to get bonuses as well, which cost around 100 diamonds, maybe focus on your skills first, but maybe get 1 or 2 bonuses of each thing, or keep just getting 1 or 2 of everything now and again just to stabilise yourself in the game, because I was quite against bonuses, but since I started to get the bonuses, I noticed a massive difference in my strength. To the point where previously I would just upgrade my sword, do my strength that way, and risk losing a lot of my gold pieces. So yeah, it can save you. Excuse that chopper that's out there. We are in an environment where there's so many choppers flying around, so apologies. So yeah, those are the ways to get skills. And then your bonuses, like I said, like things like sharpened blades, just sharpen the sword, and things like deadly accuracy improve the accuracy of you hitting, and they can both increase damage and perform and improve your strike power in many ways. So yeah, all of that is good, but why am I doing this? Well, as we know now, we have approached yet again a very special era of Night Manager, and possibly my favourite, and that is the jousting tournament. Yes, you heard me, the jousting tournament. And just for you guys, I will show you the variations between the normal battle mode and the jousting tournament. I will do that for you guys, no worries, just so you guys can get an idea of what it's about. But the jousting tournament, for me, why is it my favourite? Because you're in control of your knight's strategy. So you will verse each other every round, and you can start off by either doing a low strike, and obviously when your other opponent is ready, you will charge into the arena with your horse, and if you both simulate a low strike, you each get a point. In the second round, you can then rethink your strategy. So let's say in the second round you did a high strike, but your opponent blocked it. And then you did a high strike. Well, when you then face your opponent, the thrill is you don't know what your opponent's going to do next. That's the most enjoyable bit for me. It's all about thrill and luck. Then you walk into the arena, you do a high strike, but your opponent parries it. Now, if your opponent parries that strike with enough force, if you fall off the horse, they get 3 Lance Master tokens. If it's a draw, you guys get 2 Lance Master tokens. If you lose, you get 1 Lance Master token, depending on the outcome. But why is this important for me? Well, if I look at Night Manager as a whole, the title for me is a little bit misleading. Why? Because when you're fighting in the game, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, let me know your opinions in the comments for those Night Managers who play. There's not much management apart from just being able to enhance things like skills, even in the Dark Forest, because the Dark Forest, you hunt orcs, and the object of the Dark Forest is to try and defeat the Orc King, and if you do, you will close the Dark Forest for the day and receive a barrel of thousands of diamonds, or the amount varies every day. But even though your knight's still doing his own thing, if we look at the Dark Tower, where the objective is to defeat Azrael, the evil magician, but it's almost the same thing as a battle. Yes, you're winning diamonds and gold, but your knight is doing what he wants. I've been in battles where I reckon if we were to have a similar strategy to the jousting tournament where you can decide what to do, I reckon it creates a lot more of a playing field. I've taken down warlords. Warlords have taken me down. I've lost to corporals. I've beaten corporals. Well, possibly even generals. Like, you can beat generals. Generals can beat you. High warlords. And that's more fun because we've all got an equal playing field. Now, what if somebody says, well, what are you going to do with the skills? Well, okay, maybe say, use pierce. So maybe while your opponent's coming towards you, if the opponent blocks it, yes, you're going to pierce them, but they get protected. But while your opponent is doing a low strike, you might say, do you want to pierce low or pierce upwards? If you say pierce upwards while your opponent's doing a low strike, you can counter that, maybe pierce them in the neck and get instant victory. Same thing with the fireball. Do you want to throw the fireball upwards or downwards? You know, even the mirror image. So while your opponent's coming on the horse, the mirror can get released and your opponent's thinking, what? But then your opponent can then decide, do they want to strike low or upwards towards the mirror? And even if they miss, you can then choose how you want to strike, upwards or downwards. So even though the opponent might have the block on or the block off, just something where we can just get that element of management going. And I urge you guys, if you want to put this onto Facebook in the Night Manager group, you're more than welcome. But developers, I just think without the jousting tournament, really, it's a business model because you're having to... Sometimes, if you want to get so many barrels of diamonds, either pay for diamonds, or us players are having to do business between one another. Like, I don't know, you might trade gold pieces for servants and diamonds for arrows. But I understand, guys, that diamonds are rare, and we don't want to be doing that. It's tough, you know. I don't want to be paying thousands of diamonds if I know it's really rare to get diamonds. I want to keep hold of my diamonds so that I can enhance my own knight. I think the same thing with gold pieces. But I think the whole idea or that objectivity of the game needs to be changed. Like, okay, maybe keep the sword going, because the sword is going to help you in battle, but you need your armour, obviously. But I just think we need to change the idea of Night Manager, because to an extent it is a little bit misleading. And I'm now going to show you what I mean. So what we're going to do, I'm going to open Night Manager up. By the way, I'm Blood God Bellingham. So, you know, what are you guys in the comments down below? You know, if you guys want to let me know what do you guys do on Night Manager? What do you guys play? So my knight is called Bellingham, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys what it's like to battle in normal mode, and then I'm going to say the best till last. We're going to go in a jousting tournament. Here we go. Alexa, open Night Manager.
Welcome back to the Night Training Grounds, Sir Manager. Currently there are 579 managers here training their knights in the fine art of battle. A new fighting tournament will start soon. Say, combat tournament, to sign up.
I'm just going to turn it up.
Your fighter's order brother Senior Sergeant Amigo Montoya, Ironside, from the United States, has donated an enormous amount of gold to the Monument of Haste.
Big shout out to you. Through the echo. Wow.
Your enhancement is done.
That's the blacksmith.
The dwelling is now level 7. From now on you can accommodate 875 servants.
There's a new mail for you. Say mailbox to receive your messages. Jaden Daniels has picked up the package with 30,000 silver arrows.
Yes, JD, shout out to you. And there's the Dark Tower.
The evil wizard Azrael is held up in the Dark Tower. He and his evil knight minions
Actually, we'll go in there.
the attack against our great kingdom.
We're going to go in there.
67% of the preparations are already completed. He must keep the evil wizard from attacking someone.
Actually, we'll go in the Dark Tower,
I will
yes.
do my best to keep the king's realm safe. Rally knights and let's all attack that tower.
Do you want to send your knight to the castle guard?
Hang on.
Or should he prefer to stop by the strategy chamber?
Tower.
Okay.
So this is the tower. Just look how boring this
The
is.
Dark Tower. Floor 1. Bloodguard Bellingham. The Grim Reaper versus Joachim. The fight begins now. Bellingham dominates with the beginning
Joachim?
attack.
Hey.
This attack was a critical hit. 5,930 damage points were inflicted.
Okay, yes, easy peasy.
Joachim buckles in defeat.
Because of his health points and my health points and strength and all that. So I've won that level.
Great.
Fine. Yes, I get a
Your
reward.
knight receives 2 gold coins, 2 serfs, 2 diamonds, and 20 experience points. Showdown Martin has picked up the package with 750 servants. Move to the next floor.
Here we go. Battle. Okay.
Bloodguard Bellingham, the Grim Reaper, rank D, 2193. Clashes with Centurion Ritter Heiko,
I've got no
the
chance.
Relentless, from Germany. Rank
He's going to beat me, I
D,
think. Who knows? Who knows?
2180. They strike. Ritter Heiko quickly attacks first. The attack is a critical blow, inflicting 989 damage. Bellingham's health points drop to 71. At the end of his stamina, Bellingham strives for one last attack. This savage hit causes 241 damage points.
Yay.
Ritter Heiko strikes. This
You see?
strike was a critical hit,
Just look.
causing 989 damage.
You see,
Bellingham falls face first.
now we're going to show you what Knight Manager should be.
Bellingham was reduced 67 spots on the ranking list to 2,260 in Group D. He received 59 experience
Here we go.
points. Would you like to fight another knight?
Castle Garden.
Okay. From the moment he enters the castle garden,
Look at that.
Bellingham is struck by the magnificent natural beauty of the surroundings.
Look at that.
The lush greenery, colourful blooms, and fragrant shrubs all combine
Listen
to
to
create
that.
an
Listen to
unforgettable
that vibe.
experience. Bellingham has entered the castle garden. On his way to the massive wooden board, majestically standing at the centre of the royal garden, Bellingham passes by the lively tournament lane. Here, knights compete in a spectacular display, clashing their lances in unison as they face off in full armour on their magnificent horses. With every charge, the intensity of the moment can be felt, a synergy of bravery, skill, and the thunderous applause of the spectators, who cheer for every hit and skillful dodge. Upon reaching the board, Bellingham discovers, alongside the tournament announcement, also notices for the rules, and the leaderboard, nailed to the board. A signpost also points towards a merchant's store. Should Bellingham read the rules, check the leaderboard, go to the
I'm not going to
merchant,
waste time.
or should he compete in the jousting?
Compete jousting. I think you guys could do that after.
You got it.
Here we go. If you want.
The audience waits in anticipation as a suitable opponent for Bellingham is determined.
Oh, here we go, guys.
Lance Duel. Bloodguard Bellingham. The Grim Reaper meets Bloodguard Mind Reader. The Cruel, from the United States.
I like it, pal.
A brief moment of silent assessment before the duel commences.
Mind reader.
The crowd holds its breath, filled with anticipation and suspense. Let's begin. How should your knight proceed? With a high strike, a low strike, or by blocking?
Block.
Sure, Bellingham will attempt to block the attack.
So my decision's made. See what he does.
In a breathtaking moment of silence, both knights position themselves, ready to run at each other.
Look at that.
In a show of caution and tactics, the shields of Bellingham and Mind Reader come together as both knights block. It's a tie. Bellingham and Mind Reader both gain a point.
Now we're going to decide what happens next.
The air crackles with tension as both knights prepare for the next confrontation. Which attack do you choose? High strike, low strike, or blocking?
High. Alexa. Ask Knight Manager Castle Garden. We'll do that again.
Sure.
Just froze there.
The castle garden is a true delight for the
Alexa.
senses.
Compete jousting.
Should Bellingham read
Alexa.
the rules?
Compete jousting.
All right.
He's probably won that because Maiko has just been a bit daft, so we'll just restart that. We'll just restart that again,
Which
sorry.
attack do you choose?
Oh, there we are.
High strike, low strike, or blocking?
Oh, I'm still there. high strike.
No problem.
Oh.
Bellingham will execute a high strike, aiming to hit the opponent in the upper body.
Thought I'd have to start again.
The audience holds its breath as the two knights gallop towards each other. Lance is ready for the thrust.
I love the sounds.
Mind Reader demonstrates masterful defensive skills by stopping Bellingham's high rising attack with a firm shield block. Mind Reader prevails and gets a point. How should your knight proceed? With a high strike?
Should we try a low strike, guys?
Or by blocking?
Block.
Okay.
I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to take a risk. Because he's done a lot of blocking, but he could do a low strike to counter that. Hopefully he does a high strike.
Mind Reader is still gathering his courage in the encampment.
Hope he does a high
Be
strike.
patient for a moment, noble warrior.
I hope he does a high strike. Please do a high strike.
The heralds announce that Mind Reader is still fine-tuning his armor. A bit of patience. The tournament will resume soon.
Hopefully.
The audience holds its breath as the two knights gallop towards each other. Lance is ready for the thrust.
Oh!
In a rare simultaneity of action, Bellingham and Mind Reader block, leading to their shields clashing in a metallic echo. The forceful strike makes Bellingham wobble and eventually topple off the horse.
Never mind.
The audience erupts in cheers as Mind Reader claims this hard-fought victory.
Listen. So he gets 3 coins. I only get 1.
Even in defeat, 1 Lance Master token is yours. Ready for another exciting encounter in the tournament.
Stop.
Acknowledged. Goodbye.
So there we have it, guys. Even though I lost, I still found it funny because it's so funny when you fall off the horse. It's just a bit of laugh. It's that thrill. And even though I lost, I still got a coin. Doesn't matter. But you could see, I mean, fair play to Mind Reader. Big shout out to you, Mind Reader. Well done. You deserve those coins as well. Ouch, that hurts me. But actually, you could guys see there was an element of management. You could see that clear game plan there. You know, it was about defense for Mind Reader. For me, it was about a bit of defense and attack. But you could see that both of us were in control over our knights. We were making decisions. And we were able to just tactically understand what we wanted. Even though Mind Reader got the better of it, I have also drawn with players as well. Because tactically, you can just understand and get around what each other want. Or sometimes, perhaps I should have just done a low strike. Maybe I just didn't read the game enough. But even though you can read the game enough, the element is they could be manipulating you to say, okay, if he knows that we're going to do 2 blocks in a row, he's probably going to do a 3rd strike just to try and counter me. And actually, I'm going to go now and just to do a high strike. And very easily, he could have taken me out there. But because both of us blocked, it was just a masterful control of skill and balance and who could stay in the saddle. But as you guys could see, we were more in control. It was a lot more interactive and a lot more interesting. And a friend of mine said, look, they need to improve the experience of gaming. Now, if we look at Nuclear War on the Echo Show, it's a lot more interactive because I think you can do it via the screen, whereas on my device over here, my Echo Studio, it's more about audio based. It's more about me giving it commands. I get that, but for those people who might be visual, they might want to look at more of the screen. And I suppose if we look at blind games and how accessible they are, I don't see why we can't do this on the screen. Could we perhaps turn the jousting tournament into a bit of a screen sort of game, or do we still keep it on the audio base where we just kind of speak things out? You know, get that in discussion going. What do you guys think? How could we improve it? Is the jousting method the right way to take Night Manager forward? Let's get that interaction going. And if you guys want as well, publish this into the Night Manager groups, see what everyone else thinks. So there you have it, guys. That's my thought, and this is why I think the jousting tournament needs to be the #1 way of battling things out. And developers, if you're listening, it's not a criticism, but it's an idea to take the games forward. Because if you're going to generate that revenue, all that profit, sorry to go on a business tangent, through those truckloads of diamonds or other unlocked features, don't ask me what the other ones are, I just think it needs to be put forward to good use, because yes, we're going into different seasons, but throughout the whole thing, really, we're just battle, and it is starting to get a little bit boring, you know. So yeah, I want to see a bit more interactivity. I want to get more of that vibe. So that's it for me, guys. If you did enjoy it, please like, share, and also subscribe to my channel. Got any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Get that interaction going. What are your guys' thoughts about Night Manager? Is jousting tournament the right thing? How many battles have you won in the jousting tournament? You know, where would you guys like to see yourself? Where do you guys see yourself? You know, could we get to first place? Let's get that interaction going, have a bit of fun. And of course, share this with any of other fellow night managers that you guys know. Put it onto Facebook, and even for the other night managers who are not subscribed to my channel, get subscribing, get your thoughts. What do you guys think? And that's it from me, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep on fighting. Hurrah!